Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have for today, Gemini, is the Chariot. Number 7. Number 7 is a very sacred number, and Chariot is a major arcana. So there's powerful forces out here that's working in your favor here, Gemini. I really like this deck. It's a little different, from the regular Rider-Waite deck. Here you have a camel figure, right? Camel is known to be, camel energy is about being patient, also resilient. They are the desert animals. They bear the heat. They endure those journeys across the deserts like no other. They know how to effectively use the resources. They know how to conserve those resources for longer journeys. They have those survival instincts. So a lot of positive qualities, we acquire through the energy of the camel. For some of you, you could be in desert zones riding camels, but otherwise here this camel is riding a bike. Not a real chariot like the traditional decks have, this is like a bike. With bike, what happens is you power it yourself, right? You have to bike. The faster you bike, the faster you travel, the slower you pedal, the slower you travel. So it's self-powered energy out here. So you are the one that's driving yourself forward out here, Gemini. And you're the one who's keeping balance. You know how to balance, what it takes to balance a cycle. Unless you really know how to balance it, you fall off it. Now, in the traditional decks, you have the sphinxes, right? That sphinxes are energy of guardianship, of protection, of the cosmic, cosmic protection and forward direction. Here, this is about you driving yourself forward, you putting yourself out there, you volunteering in situations, you standing up, you're like, I can do this, I got this. You're not about like, okay, if the team is unable to do it, you're like, it's okay. If you're not able to do it, I got this. I will take the lead. I will do it. I will help. Because you have this camel energy with you. You are strong enough to, to survive the harshest of journeys here, Gemini. You're that strong. That's what the camel does. It survives the harshest of the desert conditions. So here it's like, this is like the cosmos or the universe giving you a green light, like you're ready to go. And you know that you will be able to lead, you will be able to persist, you will be able to make it through this. And you know that the effort that you will put in now will give you the rewards, when it's due. So it's a very good energy, and the good thing about you is you're the mutable air sign. You're the mutable air sign. So mutable air signs are all, it's like a force, Gemini archetypal energy is of duplicity and dualities and all of that, which is reflected here in the black and the wider cats. But it's cat energy, cat energy is more like, they know what to do. They don't depend on anybody else's opinion. They don't need it. They're very independent. Cat energy is very independent and they're loving. They're very cozy at the same time, but they're, they're their own boss. So I feel with that energy that you know how to drive yourself forward. You're your own boss. You know how to navigate. You know how to endure. You know how to, how to make the most of what you have. You are self-sufficient. You are very resourceful. And also camel is a earth animal, so you're grounded in your energy, you're steady, you can do it. Even in the harshest of times, you can make it, you can handle this. So I feel that you have all the qualities that it takes to be this leader. You have the, chariot is also the archetypal energy of fourth house, which is ruled by the sign of Cancer, which is your neighboring sign. It's the house of family and ancestors and roots and all of that. So I feel that for some of you, this could be forward movement in regards to a family situation. Doesn't have to be. For you, Cancer becomes your second house, especially for the Gemini rising, which is the house of wealth and material success and all of that. So I feel that for some of you, this could be projects in the real world. Some projects will bring you more money. Some projects that were stalled that are now moving forward with your initiative. That will bring in the financial success. But it will take some kind of endurance, forward movement. It could get a little bit high or low, but you're equipped to handle those situations because you have persevered in similar situations before, I feel. Now, for some of you, camels can also indicate like travel and journey across desert areas. For some of you, it could be travel across, some hot desert areas as well. I also feel that you are being very resourceful with your time, energy, and everything that you have, your resources. I feel that you are being very smart with how to use how to make the most of what you have. And that's you're like a master out here. This is mastery. With you have a lot of qualities that is reflected through this card out here, Gemini. Now, for some of you, bikes actually might be relevant. Like, maybe you're using more bikes or you're buying bikes, e-bikes and scooters, and, you prefer to use that over car, or, for some of you, it could be a change in the way you commute. The next word you have, Gemini, is the energy of Marguerite Porret. That's a very nice energy. Marguerite Porret. If you see the picture, there is this golden light, lot of golden light in this picture. A halo out here, like a saint energy. And, she is a saint, actually, I would say. The energy is very defined, full of love. It's like an immersed kind of experience, right? When you're immersed in the divine and when you're immersed in just, the universe. And this is like a heart that is fully open, that's not guarded, that's not afraid to love, that's not afraid to give, that's not, does not have the walls up, because you know that open heart and love is the essence of everything. So this is a very nice energy. It's like, you're coming from a space of love, not from a space of ego. So you're giving, you want to give, you want to be there for people, you want to listen to them, you want to help them in any way possible. Very little expectations. You just want to give and love with all you have. And you don't care, like, if somebody is going to say thank you or return back the favor, you're not about it. You're like, okay, if the person comes back and returns it, fine. If not, I'm still fine. So, Gemini, this is a little bit of a different energy. This is coming out more as a Cancerian energy. You might have some Cancer placements because you even had the Chariot, which is a Cancerian energy, a watery sign. So you're coming across as watery. You might have some water placements here, Gemini, but, not necessarily. But you're coming from very loving, open space. It's not about thinking and logic and cleverness and, too much talking and all of that, or playing with words. No, you're not about that. You're coming from a full heart space. So it's all about knowing that we're all souls out here, and, we're all connected with the same energy, same world, same cosmos, same, universe, and the human tribe. All of us are same at the core level, and we're like, it's okay, if somebody makes a mistake, it's okay. You're more open to forgiving versus shouting and punishing the person. Yeah, you're coming from a more open space, like, okay, you know what, the person made a mistake. Unless you're really, really harmed by somebody, we're like, okay, small mistakes are just, lessons that everybody learns and grows. So for some of you, you could be volunteering a lot and giving back to the community. For some of you, you could be frontline. people, advocates and protectors and guardians, and you could be fostering a lot of maybe pets, and you may be doing a lot for community, elder care or child's care, and you might be kind of, just doing some kind of a service to humanity, would be involved in humanitarian efforts. But it's like, you give back in a very nice, open-hearted way. For some of you, this could be just love for the family, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to put the differences behind. I'm not going to be bothered about winning. Winning is not really important to me. What is important is just being with family, friends, and having a good time. So it's a shift in your energy, I feel, here, Gemini. You're coming from a place of you don't care, what people say. They give back, great, not, it's still okay. So, and you're moving forward with that philosophy. So definitely there is a change of perspective out here in a big, big way, and you're being driven. It's your willpower which is driving you forward. It's the love. It's coming from a place of love. So it's a great energy here, Gemini. And the last card for today, Gemini, you have is a message from the universe, and it says connections. Here, if you see, there is this globe, the globe and hordes of people from different cultures across the world all showing up together, right? Further, it says, teamwork makes the dream work. Allowing others to share their talents and skills with you will help your career and business grow further. And that's amazing, It's coming from a space where you want to connect with people. You're coming from a space of love. Not from not from a negative space. You're coming from a space of love, and you're moving forward with that idea that it's great to work with people. Either you are stepping up in leadership positions, and you're collaborating with people, you're delegating to people, and you're not afraid, you're not threatened by what they have to offer. You're secure in yourself, and you want to grow other people's talents. You want to help them succeed as well. You're not like, I want to do it all by myself and take everything to myself and not share. No, that's not where you're coming from. You're sharing, you're growing, you're letting people do their thing. You're encouraging your team, your people in the family, or in your business, whatever that is. And you know that when people come together, it's a force in itself, and businesses and, things, communities, they grew a lot, There is so much growth factor when people come together. So it's like an understanding, it's a soul-to-soul connection and understanding that we're all connected. So it's like big picture, higher order thinking here, Gemini. So breathe energy here. Those were your messages, and hope they resonated with you. Now, moving on to the sign of Libra. So the first card you have for today, Libra, is the 10 of Wands, and it's in the reverse for you. Now, Wands is the fire element. You may have fire placements, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Otherwise, the 10 of Wands is a spiritual, of course, and it's the last card in series of Wands. So this being the reverse for you, this is good. Reversed, which means that the burden is being dropped. If you see this monkey out here, like the human monkey kind of is, bent like 90 degrees with the beat of the wands that this monkey is carrying over its back. The mouth is open. There is pain, and you're feeling the pain. You're feeling the burnout. In the reverse, it's like that pad falling off from the shoulders. The burden that's falling off from the shoulders, from the back. The burden falling off from the back. So I do feel that, this could be a lot of tasks or, projects that you're working on, and now you're kind of either you're delegating or you're getting some kind of help. Maybe you're hiring people, whether it's in your personal life or professional life. You could be delegating to people, or it could be about you're clearing away your calendar. Maybe you have a lot of commitments, and now you're like kind of analyzing which ones are really needed and which ones really not. So you could be clearing up your calendar space as well. Now, this burden can be anyway. It can be an emotional burden. It could be a, it can also be a financial burden. So for some of you, This could be like, if you're planning to buy a house, you're kind of pulling in with people. You're not spending all the money by yourself. So it could be some kind of a financial burden which is released, whether you are paying off the debt or you're pooling with people to pay off the debt, or you're getting some resources and funds from somewhere that's helping you feel relieved. The good thing is that Libra, this is coming from you, because Libra generally kind of, go that distance. They bend over backwards at times, seventh house energy of partnership. So sometimes, you're like, you take it too far, doing it yourself, and you kind of shoulder responsibilities a lot. And I feel that now you're breaking free from that mindset that you will do it alone. You're like, I need help. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I need help. And you're vocal about it. You're getting the help. You're getting the resources to help you. So not only is this easing away the pressure of work or projects, whatever this is, it's also, saving some time for you, that your calendar's not super packed. So you have time for yourself, for relaxing. And you've been doing it for way too long. The X that you have, Libra, is the energy of take charge of the situation. Further, it says you have the power to heal and alter the course of the situation. It's time for you to take charge and assume a leadership position. First, decide what you want. Be clear about the conditions that are acceptable or unacceptable to you. The universe responds when you're clear about your aims and intentions. The Ascended Masters will support your leadership role. So yeah, it's further it says talk openly and honestly about your feelings. Make a decision instead of passively waiting. Give yourself permission to do what you feel is right. Don't wait, take action now. Be your own authority figure. Further it says the prophet Moses displayed courage and leadership throughout his lifetime. His clear decrees about his intentions led to miracles such as the parting of the Red Sea, bringing both water from a boulder and manifesting marina from heavens. Moses is a powerful, beloved, and inspiring leader who can lend you courage in this situation and also in your life's purpose. And the last card for today, Libra, you have is the message from the universe, and it says assistance. Further, it says there are some resources you have overlooked that would help you resolve your financial issues. Someone is willing to help you to recover. So basically you have the 10 of Wands. And over here, if you see there is somebody, like a mentor, and that could be anybody, a counselor, a family member, friend, whatever this is. Someone is stepping in to help a person at the computer, right? You're listening at the computer. So this person is helping, this man with the jacket and blazer is helping the lady out here. He's not like sitting down and taking over the situation. This mentor is just pointing at some things that that this girl could have missed. So there is help out here, Libra, which is available, and I feel that it's possible to fix the situation. And with the 10 of Wands, I feel that there was a lot that you were doing. There was a lot of weight that you were pulling and carrying. When you let go of those burdens and those extra activities that you were doing, and now you take charge. It could be of your financial situation. It could be of any situation. And you get the help, right? Whether it's from counselors or mentors or anybody from your family, you're getting the help that you need, either with the finances or whatever this is that you had overlooked, something that just got missed out because you were taking care of too many other things. So now here this person is available and guiding you out of that tricky situation, giving you some help, some fixes, some solutions, some knowledge that you probably did not look into. So there is help here. There is working together. And that's the action I feel that you're taking. Something that got missed out, something that got slipped through. You're taking charge of that situation. You're getting the help. You're asking for help with the Ten of Wands in the reversed. And you're getting the help, of course, that you needed with this assistance energy. And you're able to fix the problems, you're able to fix the problems that were overlooked. And it's never too late to find solutions, right? So, Libra, those were your messages and hope they resonated with you. Now, moving on to the sign of Aquarius. So, the first card you have for today, Aquarius, is the Sun card, number 19. So, 1, 9, and 2 are coming through significant with this energy. Now, here there is this lizard, iguana lizard, in a swimming costume, of course, and holding a huge giant sunflower. Sunflower is definitely symbolic of the sun energy. And it's carrying it on its head, like an accessory. So, and with the swimming costume, I don't see a pool or water anywhere. It's just that the skies are there blue, but it looks like a desert land to me, This person is dressed in, of course, the swimming costumes. For some of you, this could be that you are in hotter areas or traveling to hotter areas and you want to spend time by the water, by the beach. Sunflowers could be a theme for some of you. It could be, having sunflower themes around you, yellow themes around you, or you could be buying some flowers. Some flowers could be really significant for some of you. But otherwise, this is a major arcana. This is about, positivity. This is a glow up. This is joy. This is happiness. This is you feeling free. You feeling, you feeling like yourself. This is a force related to fire energy. For some of you, Aquarius, that, you're the air sign. You're the fixed air. So for some of you, you could be having a lot of fire placements. But if not, this is just pure joy. This is, you enjoying yourself. This is having fun with your friends, family, going out there. This can also be, related to the Leo energy. For some of you, Leo could be of significance. But otherwise, it's, a spotlight vibe as well. Like you being on the spotlight, you being recognized, you being on the cover, you being visible, to the public, in the public eye. You being in front of the camera versus behind the camera kind of an energy. For some of you, this could be you spending more time outdoors, in the sun by the beach, or just, maybe just more time outdoors versus indoors. So it's an energy of, especially when it comes to fixed Aquarius, you're a little bit more reserved. 11th house energy is more like intellectual, geeky, doing the research, staying indoors, staying behind the scenes, working behind the scenes. Here, this is like a blow up. This is like you being yourself. This is like you being in the spotlight and choosing to be happy. You being embracing the recognition. This is also like you, not holding yourself or limiting yourself. It's like maybe you're playing small or you were just hiding away from the spotlight, but this is you coming out and taking up that space in the world, enjoying yourself, celebrating yourself. Could be celebrating the milestones or success. This is also feeling high energy. Maybe you were kind of, coming out from some kind of a health situation for some of you. Now you're feeling that energy come back to you and you feeling genuinely happy with your situation or with the progress or whatever this is. This is like happiness from the heart space, from the soul. You're simply happy. For some of you, this can be, celebrating with your near and dear ones. Could be celebrating with your company, celebrating with your family. Could be occasions or milestones or, some occasions, birthdays or something like that you're celebrating. This can also be you happy where you are, maybe at your work, maybe you've started a business that's doing well. Maybe it's a hobby that you picked up that you're just having fun with it. So it's an energy of being real, being yourself, being unfiltered, a very child, connection to your childlike energy. For some of you, this could be social media, success on social media. This could be you being pictured and put on the magazine covers or being recognized for your contributions. So basically, a very light-hearted and playful energy. Now, for some of you, this can actually also have something to do, and because you are the 11th house, technical energy, right? Of the zodiac, you're the technicals of the zodiac. So for some of you, this could be in relation to sun, where you're pairing up technology plus sun. So maybe solar technology or, some kind of innovation around that also could be the theme for some of you. The next card you have, Aquarius, is the magic and ritual, and it says crafting sacred practice. Right, so it could be some kind of practice that you have started, that you have incorporated in your day-to-day. It could be, and it's going to be different for each one of you, this spiritual practice. Whatever works for you, I think there is some kind of an initiation along those lines for you. And here this energy is actually encouraging you to continue doing whatever you are doing. The practice that you have taken to will help you not only grow spiritually, but it will also help you in your overall growth. It'll make you feel more empowered, more connected to the divine, more, more wiser, more, more wiser, more graceful. And I feel that whatever this is for you, whatever spiritual practice you're taking, not only is it enhancing your inner world, but I feel that the changes that you're making in your inner world is also going to be reflected in your outer world. It will change your outer world as well. So definitely here there is a rise and rising in consciousness. And when we get regular with this practice, which of course takes discipline, it takes, strength to organize the day, to make time for spiritual practices. So that kind of a discipline will need to be practiced as well. And once we have and the crafting is like choosing the practice, right? Choosing something sacred that connects us to the higher source. Once we have created and curated that practice, and when we do it consistently, like regularly every single day, that's when we start to see the miracles. That's when we start to see the results of that, that spiritual practice. Also, when we, do this on a regular basis, we find that we are more connected with the higher source. It's like we feel more united with the higher source. There is less of, fear-based thinking, or less of fear-based working, and more of faith and hope-based thinking. So the benefits are definitely real. And sometimes, when we start off on this spiritual journey or the sacred practice, it takes a while for the energy to build up. It takes a while for, our prayers to be answered, and for our spiritual personal growth. It takes a consistent effort. It takes some time. So, don't give up if you feel like, you're not benefiting from it, or you're not seeing the results that you want to see, because you have to give it the time, the energy, the devotion for things to start actually, working energetically. So be patient with the process and be consistent with the process. And the last card for today, Aquarius, you have is a message from the universe. And it says maturation. Further, it says you are becoming more mature in handling your finances. Taking responsibility is exciting but challenging. It's time to be dependable. Now, if you look at this picture, this person out your arms raised, there is a glow, there is a confidence that this person is exuding. I feel this confidence, it could be, in general, this could be your, in your 3D world, you're feeling more confident. There is a blow up, because of some kind of practice that you have started, some kind of ritual. We already spoke about that secret practice. So it could be some kind of ritual that you're taking, and it could be a spiritual practice. It could be some kind of a schedule, like you want to, in the evening you make some time out, you sip tea, or you burn some incense or essential oils, some kind of glow up around that, and listening to some calm music that kind of shifts your mood and, shifts your entire energy around, after working hard all day. If you take that kind of a night or evening practice, it kind of shifts your energy into something more hopeful, something more positive. It lets you release all of the pressure and tension that you have been, working through all day. Now, for some of you, this could be some kind of a craft that you're taking to, that's also a stress buster. It could be some hobby, something that you create with your own hands, could be arts, could be anything, there is a lot of, if you see the picture in the magic and ritual card, there is this, herbs that are, in a bowl, and there's this person who's grinding it. So some of you could be taking to those kind of, craft hobbies that are related to spirituality. Like you create some candles or something with the herbs where you're grinding them, you're creating something out of it. It could be some herbal formulas that you're creating. It can also be that you're working with some oils, and those, practices, for some of you, this could be spiritual practice, maybe astrology and things like that, that are also helping you strengthen your inner core. But otherwise, this can also be some kind of, this can also be something related to culinary arts, where you're mixing up a lot of ingredients and creating something. So for some of you, you could be applying your research, your innovation towards culinary arts. But something, creating with the hand, and because you are the 11th house innovative energy, so you could be creating something really unique, which transforms your life, which transforms your energy, which shifts the energy, which not only is healing, but also something that you can monetize on. So for some of you, that can also help and bring some finances that makes you feel more, financially independent. So you could be stepping up in taking charge of your finances, building your streams of money, and things like that are making you feel more confident, more dependable when it comes to managing money. For some of you, it could be restructuring your financial portfolio that brings in more money, or more growing investments. And the more confident we feel in our finances, the more financially secure we feel. That confidence also shows up, in our external world, in the way we present ourselves, the way we carry ourselves, the decisions we make. And our world also is shaped by this kind of financial responsibilities. So it's a great energy out here. Aquarius, this is growth, this is maturity. It could be emotional maturity. It could be your business know-how. Your business could be maturing, that is bringing in more finances. But it also could be something around you restructuring your finances, your assets maturing and things like that, that is making you feel more confident. So, curious, those are messages, and hope they resonated with you. So, thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.